faculty, staff, and honored guests. It is my privilege to introduce someone whose journey is a testament to resilience, transformation, and purpose, Lazo Omar. Originally from Kurdistan, Iraq, Lazo moved to the United States with his family at the tender age of 7, bringing with him a sense of curiosity and wonder about the world. Like many kids, Lazo had big dreams. When he was little, he was passionate about reporting YouTube vlogs and imagined himself becoming a famous YouTuber one day. That desire to create, connect, and share his voice with others was just the beginning of something deeper that would grow with time. However, a traumatic event changed the course of his life. One day, while crossing the street, a truck struck his mother and little sister. Lazo witnessed the chaos but also the bravery of the emergency responders who rushed to save his sister's legs and care for his mother. Although being a traumatic experience, it also sparked something powerful in him, a deep desire to help others during their most vulnerable moments. From that day forward, he knew he wanted to be like the doctor he had seen, those who stepped in when others needed help the most. But Lazo's path to his dream was far from easy. When he first started college, he struggled. With a low GPA and a sense of isolation, Lazo felt disconnected from the educational system. Like many students, he wasn't sure where he fit in or what he was working toward. That all changed when Lazo joined Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society, also known as PTK. PTK gave him not just opportunities, but a sense of belief in himself. Through PTK, he found a supportive community that saw potential in him, and in turn, he began to see that potential in himself. He went from being someone afraid to speak in front of others to confidently delivering speeches to large audiences. He transformed from a student who skipped class to a leader, moving from vice president of scholarship to chapter president and being recognized as most distinguished officer. Today, Lazo is ready to graduate with his Associate of Science from Bluegrass Community and Technical College, with plans to continue his studies at the University of Kentucky, where he will major in neuroscience on the pre-medical track. His goal is clear: to become an emergency room physician, to be the person who shows up in someone else's moment of crisis, just as the doctor did for his family all those years ago. Lazo's story is proof that where you begin does not determine where you end. He's a leader, he's a scholar, and above all, one who has turned his pain into purpose. Please join me in welcoming Lazo Omar.
Thank you, Laura, for that incredible speech. For a second, I didn't recognize myself. I was like, who is this guy? Oh, wait. That's me. You know, let me let you guys in on a little secret. I actually didn't want to give this speech at first. No, like seriously, I had at least 50 reasons not to give this speech. But don't worry, I'll spare you the list and keep it short. Good evening. My name is Lazo Omar, and I am the current chapter president of the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society. And tonight, I want to share a story with you. Not just mine, but a story that reflects a journey many of us go through. And this brings me to my title, Raising My Hand, From Silence to Leadership. Now let me break that down into 3 key categories for you: overcoming challenges, taking chances, and the power of community. First of all, overcoming challenges. So I moved to the US in 2014 at the age of 7 years old. I had no idea. I didn't speak a single word of English. I still remember clearly my first day of 4th grade when my teacher had asked a question and I had everyone around me raised their hand, so I naturally raised mine too. I went to a chia cake. Do you guys understand what I just said? Here, let me do it louder. I went to a chia cake. I understood it since it was my language. I was telling myself, why did you raise your hand? And let me try to act this out. The teacher looked around looked directly at me, smiled, and called my name. She called my name once again. The room went completely silent. I had no idea what was going on, and then after a few awkward moments, she finally moved on to someone else. After that day, I never raised my hand again. So, as you can imagine, standing in front of you today and sharing this story was very difficult for me. It took a lot of resilience, persistence, and healing, all of which is the reasons that brought me here today. I went through all those challenges that led me to overcome a bunch of stuff, and eventually, I got it down. My second one is taking chances. You know, I don't want to go to a community college at first. I'm completely honest. I had my sights set on UK. But missing school and having a low GPA doesn't exactly get you into top universities. Who knew? But this time, I wanted to make a difference. You know, it felt like doing it all over again since I came to Lexington. I mean, I still wanted to go after my goal of becoming a doctor, so I decided to go to a community college. Now, when I came here, it was like starting in a whole new country all over again. I had my roommate here, but my family wasn't here. They were all in Louisville. My immediate family was in Louisville, parents and sisters, and so it was like starting all over again. I didn't know anyone here. But this time I wanted to make a difference. I made a promise to myself that I would focus on my school and make sure I get the good grades and stuff that I deserved. And so I did just that. And guess what? All those hours in the library that I spent finally led me to get honor status, and I got an invitation from this very weird organization called Phi Theta Kappa. How many of you thought it was a scam here? Exactly. And so I had no idea what it was, and then my advisor told me, hey, you should join this. And so I did. I had no idea what it was. I paid my $80 fee, and then I joined this. The first thing I did, I got involved in an Honors in Action project. I had no idea what it was. Again, it was a research-based project, but I got involved in it. And what started as just a project turned into something much bigger. It was a sense of purpose, connection, and the realization that I wasn't alone. I finally met some individuals around me that also focused on their school, also went to work, and it was somewhere where I felt like I belonged. And that first HIA project, me and my friend James wrote it up in a week, like right before the deadline. We had no hope for it. We didn't think it would win any awards. We didn't think it would, we didn't have the pictures that we were supposed to, the professional photos. We had a few peer reviews, but nothing that they were expecting of us. So we had no hope for it. And guess what? Out of 1,300 chapters nationwide, our project won Distinguished Theme Award and Distinguished Project at the international level. Woo! Yeah. So, the moral of the story is to never lose hope and just to keep going. Regardless if you think something is going to be good or if you're going to get the job, if you're not going to get the job, if you think that your career is over, just keep going, just keep trying. Don't ever lose hope in yourself and have that confidence just to keep trying. My last point is the power of community. PTK became my new family here in Lexington. They really pretty much were just a sense of belonging that I needed to focus on my education. My immediate family, which I have no idea if they made it into the room or not, they're on their way here, but if they were here, I would have pointed them out, but my friends are there, right there. But yeah, my immediate family resided in Louisville, and so they were like an hour away from me, and my extended family resided in Iraq. So PTK wasn't just about academic achievement for me, it was about connection and support. My chapter officers became people that I could turn to for advice, encouragement, and even friendship when I needed it. So they really made me feel like they gave me the confidence that I needed to. Becoming a doctor was actually something that I was capable of doing. They taught me the importance of community collaboration and lifting each other up. And so, tonight isn't just about graduating from BCTC, or BCTC, yeah. It's about every late night you put into this, every small win that led you here, and every time you kept going when it was hard. Not to mention the amount of caffeine you took as well. So you didn't just make it. You grew into the person you are right now. So celebrate loud and walk proud. And remember, real success is about making a difference. Let's go make one. I want to leave you with a quote by Albert Einstein. I think Albert Einstein. It's strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Thank you, BCTC and PTK, for changing my life. Chapter President Lazo Omar out.